Good evening, free enterprise fans, and good evening, Live Alive fans, because we have the mashup of mashups today. Uh, Fortunately, uh, I know about the game. Fantasia, tell us how you're an expert on Live Alive.
I am such an expert on Live Alive, everyone. I had to double check with our restream team to make sure I was pronouncing it correctly. So, all the insightful commentary is going to be coming from me tonight for all the Live Alive fans. Neon Gray, of course, you mentioned that you had been playing through it. And, of course, our resident expert, Scala Kitty, is in chat as well. This is a fantastic kind of, Live Alive in free enterprise. It's an all-character hunt, and we tried to tweak the seeds as best we could for all sorts of different things going on. We do have a Kane start or sundown, I guess, if you're a Live Alive fan.
Yeah, there's a very cute little naming scheme going on here with the names matching the characters, and Rybon, of course, winning our hearts here by also putting in their chapter villains there. And yeah, that is great. And as always, of course, you can get the flag details from the chat right there with the flags command. Click that link and take a look.
Yes, we're looking at a few different things for actually completing this particular seed. We do have to make sure to get all of the characters. It's a pure character hunt at this point in time, and only the characters that are available. So we have to kind of check everything off the boxes, including Sundown, who is our starting character. We still have to get an instance of him elsewhere out in the world. Other than that, some of the other notable flags, K-Main and K-Moon are on. The summon monsters will not hold any key items for us. Also, T-Wildish is on in terms of our loot, but S-Cabins is on. So we will not be able to buy anything of value except cabins at all the shops. So it's looking like it's going to be a loot-heavy seed as we go through here. And we have a Sid to start off with.
That is not a bad combination at all. The Sid Kane start is actually pretty powerful, because you get Kane who's fast enough, at least at the start, where you can sort of like launder people's turns through. Like even Sid being slow won't be too much of an issue here, and Sid comes in at a high enough level that he can just rip through the early bosses.
Absolutely, and the best thing about what I think about these two is both of their really good equipment is available relatively easily.
Yeah.
They're a little bit lower in the loot tier, so you can reliably find a Sid or a Kane weapon, or sometimes both, very, very quickly. And at that point, your early world is kind of activated.
Yeah, like we've got a max tier 6 on this, which I believe still allows Gungnir spears, I think. I'm bad on my loot tiering, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. This should get most of our axes, and that's a magma key from our free start there. And an edge on Mount Hobbs, as Cubs rule, with our lone divergence shows us, so very nice find there.
That's a gutsy pull right there. It's very fortunate that Edge was there. No looting going on, so that would have been otherwise what I would consider a risky fight with no other weapons, no other looting being done. But Edge with Flame can really melt just about everything at that point. So fantastic early play by Cubs Rule, really showing us how it's done.
Yes, great find there, and just the perfect of the lunar bosses for picking up an Edge with 1 flame and it's done. And Rybon hitting up Castle Eblin already. taking advantage of this T-Weldish. Yep, there's our Gungnir, there's a Root Axe. I suspect that's all we need out of here, but no, we're gonna keep going a bit.
Meanwhile, Cubs Rule says, yeah, by the way, I'm still good on looting, and I have an edge that can cast flame, so we're gonna check a couple things. A nice Flame Spear. By the way, Tella's available right away, so I really focusing on these objectives, which is focusing on the character hunts here on Cubs Rules End.
Yeah, and I like this move. Edge and Sid can pretty much always clear the Baron in fight when put in tandem like this. And that is a great fight to get out of the way at an easy spot, that is Sarah. And what is inside the mystery box? That's a Valvolus, that's just fine. Both because we have the Cade and this spot is actually, it's not really a problem to fight, even if she's in her spin.
Yeah, the main thing you want to focus on, although with Kayn, it shouldn't be necessarily a problem with this relatively small party, making sure to knock her out of the spin, although she's a little bit punchy.
Yeah, but we've got life potions. And, yeah, this is ironically much easier than finding Valvolus in the Baron 1 spot, where she's just a lot harder to hit and deal with, even though she's got so much fewer hit points.
Oscar 424, yeah, showing us the Darkness Crystal early on. How do you feel about a sub 5-minute Darkness Crystal when we have full underground access? It's not fun.
I don't mind it so much. It's there. You know, we don't have to pursue it immediately, but of course, with all these character hunts, it's really good to have, at the very least, one immediately available good character check coming. It does add the looming specter of the giant, of course, but whatever. We don't need to worry about that yet. We're under 5 minutes. Cubs Rule sadly realizing this is not free shops.
Not quite. I mean, yeah, it's just cabins, but we're not going to make it that easy on you, Cubs.
Yeah, you gotta pay for those cabins.
Rybon, meanwhile, will take our first look down here into the Antlion Cave. Has the same 3 party members. Cubs Rule is on his way to go pick up this magma key, so immediately we'll have access to the underground right away. Let's see, the character checks underground right now are just Dwarf Castle. We've seen Hobbs, we've seen Baron Inn, and Dwarf Castle will be the only other one. Remember, we're kind of prioritizing the character checks right now, so it'll be interesting to see if Cubs Rule just continues to mainline it and prioritize that and go immediately there.
Yeah, and looks like Asuka is going to cash in that Darkness Crystal right away. Which, again, like, this is a character check. It's also a gated shop, which doesn't matter because this is cabins. So never mind that. I like to always think about those shops, so they're always on my mind.
So if we're sitting here with the Magna Key, the Darkness Crystal, and we have a Tella. How tempted are you to do an early giant grind right now?
With this party and knowing who all is available, I personally would want to try to cash out that Sid, but otherwise, I'm definitely thinking about it. Just because there there are no problems in this game, and I do mean no problems that can't be solved with just enough levels.
Neobari makes a good point. Have fun with all those ethers not in shops, which, okay, yeah, that does tend to dissuade you from doing that particular grind.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'd like to start a bit higher. Higher if I'm going in with that. Or to have at least found an ether or two or an elixir in a chest somewhere.
Our tracker Engidave is pointing out we start with 3 Ether 2s, which, you know, it's enough for 3, you know, we have 3 weak casts per, we don't have a Soma drop, so otherwise it'd be 4, but 3 Ether, or 3 weak casts per Ether then. Looks like we can get 3, 6, 9, 12, maybe up to 24 if we can life glitch it.
Yeah, so that's not bad at all. Lord Goober in chat also pointing out that early edge does equal sirens. Very easy to just pull up one of those Tower of Babel chests, and away it goes.
Oh, you know what? I feel like I need to give this a shout out. Microcords, gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Thank you for all the support, Microcords. You're a champion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Microcords. And coming in wishing a happy tourney season to everyone, because that is coming, I believe, starting next week.
I think Saturday, the 13th, is when signups actually close. So if anyone out there hasn't already signed up for the tournament or you're interested, I don't want you to wait any longer. Go over to our Discord, make sure you're signed up, and make sure that you're part of either the Red Moon or the Blue Moon. It is a dual tournament. We have waxing and waning paths for both Red Moon and Blue Moon, so come on over, join us in the Discord if you haven't already. First of all, it's one of the friendliest online communities that has ever existed, as far as I'm concerned. And I've been on the internet for most of my adult life, so we'll take that for what it is. But then you could play this game with us, you can chill out, and just enjoy it. So come on over.
Yeah, and you know what? The Blue Moon, Red Moon flag sets, there's a little something for everyone between the two of them. You know, your Blue Moon is, you know, a bit lighter weight, higher powered, you get more tools to work with. And Red Moon, for those people who do like when the game makes you work a little more for it, you get, you know, a harder selection of boss objectives, you get the T-Pro treasure distribution. It's gonna make you work for it. So, very exciting on those flag sets. And meanwhile, Jay Brunter is through that Golbez on Mount Ordeals. Wow.
I was going to say, speaking of working for it, we have Ogo Pogo and Golbez back to back. This is a mean Ordeals.
You know, I kind of like the opening Ogo Pogo there, just because it's not a punchy spot, so you just have to heal through the waves, and it's easy to just fight it down. But woof, that the back attack Golbez is never good. That's a defense
Nice
sword for Kane.
Defense sword, yeah, that was fantastic. And of course, Baigen immediately showing up. This is just the perfect spot for Baigen to be in, honestly. Flames can take care of his arms, and then just a quick swing onto his body, and we are good to go.
Oh yeah. And Asuka is clearing out Fabul with having gone to activate Sheila 1 before this, and is now fighting Yang, attacking Fabul.
What were we talking about before the seed started about betrayers and whatnot? So Yang betraying his country here by attacking.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't see any signs of mind control here.
None whatsoever. There's no sign of a Golbez anywhere. I mean,
I mean, on Rybon's screen, yes, but
meanwhile, Legend Sword, so that's, I mean, nice. We do have Super Smith turned on, so there will be one of our advanced weapons if we do end up cashing in the Adamant and the Legend Sword in the Kokol shop eventually. So if we're light on power, I can see one of our runners making a play for that if we happen to be in the neighborhood anyway.
yeah, like if we don't find the other half of that too late, it's, you know, I like seeing what the Super Smith has to offer, even though it's just as likely to be, you know, watch it be a Lightbringer.
It will always be the best piece of equipment for whoever you just dismissed.
Yeah, or, you know, or Perseus bow. She's not even in the seed. But it does look like we're going to see a fair bit of activity on the moon. Because that was, I believe we're up to 2 misses so far. Which does mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that the moon is loaded yet, but it does kind of imply that.
Sure feels like it. Let's see, we have the poem, which I believe was up on the moon that Oscar managed to show us, but again, we still have that dwarf castle, but we're looking for a few places. My goodness, I would hate, and by hate I mean love, if one of our final character checks that we had to make was clearing out the giant bubble.
That'd be just as good too if it was, you know, the package behind something really inconvenient. You don't want to take the package in the first place.
No. I mean, you don't want to, but when it's a full character check, I think you at least peek it. To make sure it's a duplicate or not. Because that's, peeking it is only 10 seconds. Actually having to cash it in, well, then you know everyone has to cash it in, so it's not quite so unpalatable.
Oh, I mean, sure it is. It's just not a time loss if everybody has to spend it. But you still don't want that.
True. Meanwhile, Cubs Rule is going to be the first one to show us here in Dwarf Castle. And I saw first freebie not punished for doing early checks whatsoever.
Yeah, and that the fight right after that should, you know, it's a lot weaker of a spot after, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Very low HP, very low magic. Yeah, it's really a very straightforward and easy fight afterward, just depending on who you get.
Yeah, because, you know, you can get some trouble there, but it's a lot less likely.
Well, the vanilla game only intended you to have Cecil and Rydia. So it just expected you to maybe not want to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cutscene fight, really, so it's to be expected. You know, you get to actually swing and do the damage because it makes you feel cool and powerful, and it is a cool and powerful moment in the game. But, here it's just gonna be a speed bump.
Jade Bruntier is immediately also following. So really like how these runners are showing us kind of everywhere in this particular seed right now. There's no there's no part of this seed that isn't openly available to everyone right now, which is, as a runner, both exhilarating and a little bit scary because, how quickly can you move? And these are 4 very, very good runners who are on stream right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, it's all open, but, you still have to sort of build up your power to be able to take on the next challenge, as it were. So you're all starting. You still have a narrower pool than just the full set of options, but it's still the same pool as everybody else. And from here, it's just, how everybody goes about getting the power to take down the rest of the, the rest of the seed. And that is a duplicate edge here in Dwarf Castle. That's not what we want to see here.
No, let's see. I don't think we have a whole lot. Like, there may be one more duplicate that's left, but otherwise we're probably going to have to see just about every other spot right now, right? Because we have, let's see, 2 at Earth Crystal, 1 at Sand Ruby, 1 at Package, 1 at Giant. And we are still missing, we have 5 characters. And so we're still missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we have 4 characters because we still have to get Kane again.
Yes, yeah. So this should be an interesting character distribution. And yes, the Hook character, of course. Yeah, so there are 4 dupes total.
Alright, so 1 dupe eliminated so far, which, again, not fantastic news when we find 1 already.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, because we are looking for the duplicate Kane, so that's one of the other dupes. Or I guess, no, 4 among the 11 we pick up, and not, we don't count the starting Kane.
Question, Neobari, and this is just for my clarification. Do we count the Sid that we started with because it was the second one?
Oh yeah, we do actually need to. Very interesting on Cubs. I think we're just seeing here what this is. Because I think this is going to tell Cubs if he needs to run from the moon.
I think so as well, because we're starting to run out of key item locations right now. So if this is something that allows him to stay on Earth, fantastic. But, as more people practice these Blue Moon and Red Moon tournament flags, we're starting to see a lot of folks dive into this Luca Cave because, doing boss checks or doing the key item check here, it's not a bad idea. It's, a minute and a half to walk all the way through, and knowledge is power in this particular game.
Oh, and that's a Sand Ruby.
Yeah, that's not dodgeable. Oh, that's okay.
Let's see what's protecting it. If it's something that he can take. That's pretty doable here, yeah.
Yeah, low attack power spot and get some illusions up, and this should be good to go.
Yeah, no, this is fine. It's a fair few number of hit points to get through at these levels, but it's doable.
I think that's what I'm most concerned about. It is a lot of HP to chew through, and Pale Dim, this is a very speedy spot. So even though he's only dealing, about a quarter damage of anyone he swings at right at the moment, it's still, a lot of swings. So you will have to survive. We'll have to make sure you get the illusions up, and Tella to survive. Make sure Tella doesn't take a random swing to the face right now.
Yeah, we need to get those spells up before we let Tella drop again. Because it does seem like the plan is to keep Tella low, which, fair enough, but that means we're gonna have to let him down again. That's not gonna help.
No, but it seemed like Cubs had already kind of made plans. He's using Sid as an alchemist right now, throwing cures as needed, but letting Kane jump and Edge swing, just to get through the fight with as few turns as possible, and otherwise just sitting on it.
Yeah, no, this fight seems stable, while our top runners here are both doing Fagul, and Aska runs our way through ordeals. And my kitty comes to get her cheeks scratched. Yeah, no, this seems fully under control for Cubs Roll.
Absolutely. I also tend to think like it's completely under control for Cubs Rule, but Cubs Rule is also one of the better runners in our community. I don't know a whole lot of people who would be able to control this particular fight quite as well as he just did, and that was a bit of a clinic.
Oh, very nicely done. Great show of what the actual threat is when you're dealing with Pale Dim. Just because there is a threat there, it's just not the threat you necessarily think. Where what you're actually fighting against is the constant slow animations. Because, if you can take the melee hits, that surviving the fight is solved. It's just how long is it going to take, and it's really about knowing what will cause him to counterattack. And in this case, we're just carefully limited our use of the fight command to only one character, the Edge, and just had Kane go for the free jump hits. So we only had the slows coming from one character.
That was also some amazing menuing by Cubs.
Yeah, very nicely done. Very speedily out of there.
I do see that we are now in Baron. Did I completely miss where we found Baron Key? Was that a Sheila check?
Maybe? Dwarf.
Okay. Thank you, Dave.
This is why we, I stopped looking at Dwarf the minute the character check happened.
That's the only important thing, right?
Yeah, that's the only reason anybody would ever go to Dwarf.
Shout out, though, Dave, for doing all the tracking, pushing the buttons, and allowing us to ask you the questions, because honestly, you make us look good here, buddy. I appreciate you.
Hey, that's good tracking for you.
Meanwhile, Rybon doing something a little bit unusual, looting out most of Baron Castle. Now, it is the loot density is very, very good in Baron Castle once you can finally get there, and the overall quality of the loot is actually quite high as well. So interesting to see that loot. It just takes a little bit of time to get through there.
Yeah, like you normally only see a full Baron loot on like a push beat a jump set, but you know, the loot quality here is pretty good. Like, I've honestly thought that it should be, like, hot take, but it's as hard to get as the Troyan Treasury. What if also Treasury? But that's just
that's a pretty hot take there, Nia.
Look, I'm just saying what I think here.
I
know I'm
appreciate it either way.
I mean, I know I'm risking cancellation for that one, but
Next, we have to write a special song specifically about Baron Treasury now. Oh, and there's our other martial artist, Yang, is available there in Baron Castle. So that's another character down. Both of our martial artists have been collected.
Excellent find there. I don't believe Cub's rule has been to Kaipo yet, but he is going to get that Yang.
Yeah, the gang's not going anywhere, and you know you have multiple objectives that you need to do, so if you have another thing that you have to do on the way, okay.
Everybody likes the Avenger. It's cool and it's powerful and it's my friend.
Caned Venger is a thing, and it's a meme, for sure.
It's very good. As you see, Kane is quite good at hitting things, and he's even better at hitting things if you don't have to tell him to hit things. And he just goes, "Oh, this sword makes me so angry, I think I'll just hit things."
Isn't that where things go horribly, horribly wrong in the entire storyline?
I mean, if you give him the Avenger, then, he'll only fight, his opponents.
Meanwhile, we have both Rybon and Jaybrun now turning in their big whale, as Cubs is going to finish things off here with these officer soldiers. We've gotten a lot of free bosses out of the way. I've seen guards, Kaipo guards, King and Queen Evelyn. I haven't seen Dark Imps, haven't seen Water Hag yet, but there's a lot of free bosses that are off the table by now.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, we haven't seen Water Hag yet, and I think the other set of guards, I think we haven't. No, I think we have. We still got Water Hag, we still definitely got Dark Imps out there.
Meanwhile, Brun and Rybon getting their Porum, so 5 characters unlocked for 3/4 of our party right now.
Yep, and there is... And there's the Yang for Cubs, while Asuka is beating up Edge's mom and dad.
Do you ever worry about anything that you say and the wrong person walks into the room at the wrong time? And we're beating up Edge's parents, and...
My roommate has played this game. At least the unrandomized version.
It makes sense to us in the community, but if anyone ever found out, oh my gosh.
It's fine. People know what a video game is. Even my cat knows what a video game is. Hey, Maddie. Is it okay to beat up Edge's mom and dad? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And there's our Sid in Kaipo.
Yep, the duplicate Sid we had to get, so now we're on the hunt for just our duplicate Kane, Palom, and that's it, isn't it?
Yep, should be.
So here's the question: what do you do now? Do you? I mean, because we still have lots of checks on the moon that we need to still do. We have a twin harp, which would be horrible. I do see Rybos setting up a D machine grind, it looks like. So Rybon's going to be diving towards that.
Hard to say. The moon is pretty tempting right now. But of course, getting into a state where you can do that, Rybon is going to take the challenge of the giant. I'm curious to see if he's going to check the bosses first, but we'll see. I think with the setup done now, then I don't think so, but... Sorry about that. Jay Brunter, however, is heading towards Bill, cracking chest, so I think he's going to be pulling for Siren.
Also, not a bad play. I don't mind that at all, especially if you're not confident in D Machine or you're doing whatever you can to avoid the giant, just because it's a long cutscene and can be kind of a pain to get in and out of, even though it might be required this particular seed. We don't know yet. Still, worth it to steal about 5 sirens or so, already at pretty decent levels. That's really all you need. You don't need a ton.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of at the point where, oh, Rybon is... Oh, no. Oh, the double cursed rings there. And I think... I'm curious about this, agility setup he just did.
I think he was trying to slow his two, Edge and Kane, who have by far the highest agility on the team, slowing them way down, getting them closer to where Tella is, so that it's a consistent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. When you're doing the D Machine grind, it's very, very easy. If one of your characters has much higher agility than your anchor, to things get off schedule. So it's go 1, 2, 3, 5, and then the 4 comes in, and things get out. So if you have everyone more even, then it becomes a much more fluid setup and fight at this point.
Yeah, because you do get the lapping that way. I was wondering too if there's anything going on with using the curse strings on that, which, but I guess if Edge took one, that's, it's not a, there's also not anything going on to get heals from the flames, but,
I mean, curse string with your fire gear, won't that heal you?
Yes, but, Edge doesn't have anything look like that, and yeah, no, it looks like it's just for pure agility setup.
Meanwhile, Jbrun actually showing us getting Cry set up on Porum. Cry has this kind of weird property in that it helps improve Edge's steel.
Yeah,
which doesn't make any sense.
And it's actually really interesting, because both Sneak and Cry, Sneak bases its success rate off of chance to flee, which that's what Cry raises, but enemies don't flee in this game, so it doesn't matter. So literally the only thing Cry does is make the is make steel work better. And it's this, if you consider it as it being and was demarked as in the earlier games as a morale stat, I think it does make at least some internal kind of sense that way. It just didn't work out like that. And Rybon pulling out doubles, which is very nice. The life glitch, of course, is caused by enemies in this game have no vitality stat, and when you cast Life 1, which the life potion does, the amount of hit points you get back is a multiplier based on your vitality stat. So your vitality stat 0, it zeroes it out, so it just gets raised, dies immediately, but you still get credit for the kill, you still get the XP. And getting 2 life potions out, well, that means you get a 3-for-1 on that one kill.
Worth pointing out, Cubs is also on his way here. Looks like he'll be doing D-Machine Grind before too long as well. That'll be super interesting. Remember, if he finds a non-duplicate character, like someone that we're looking for, he's one character away from go mode, which makes the calculus when he starts hunting for key items a little bit interesting. I mean, Earth Crystal, you immediately go.
Oh, that's very doable. He wants more levels before doing that, but that's actually quite doable. And that will impact just how many D machines you want to do, knowing how high you need to aim. But I was glad to see at least one of our runners, and ooh, that's an X-Scale, which is throwable from that chest that Jay Brunter took his sirens from. But yeah, no, I like seeing at least one of our runners check the boss before actually going into the grind fight, because it's a very high XP spot. Both the elements and the CPU spots. CPU is the outright highest XP in the game. But in this case, the Kelbrana is, well, it's doable. It does have a problem if you're doing it at too low a level, where you will get you will find yourself involuntarily in a doll grind where you're just splitting and reassembling the dolls and not able to push past that. So he opted to just try for the fight. And
meanwhile, Rybon done. Looks like, yeah, mid or low 50s, high 40s. It's a very strong party setup right now.
yeah, I'm gonna wipe the floor with this with these dolls. And meanwhile, in our lower right-hand corner, Asuka is checking out our other remaining terrestrial check. She is going down K Magnus. We're gonna get us some music, everyone.
Fantastic. Always love seeing the music checks. One of the fantastic community memes. Curated, of course, by Scala Kitty, with lots of input from many talented creators within the community. So we'll be looking forward to that here directly. Meanwhile, Jay Brun is going to be showing us another key item location while the music is playing in an evil wall at the top of tower. So be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, we're going to pause here directly to allow the music to play. Okay, I'm just gonna presume that was from Live Alive.
Oh, and that is the package.
That's big for Asuka. That is significant because that's a check that no one else has done yet.
Yeah, everyone's got access to it, but everyone else has faded it. So that is exciting for her.
And that's a horrible, horrible place to find Wizard. Oh!
We got Starveils. We got this.
It's not a fun blog. Another important thing that did happen during that, Cubs Rule was in the process of setting up his D Machine grind, but took a wipe, unfortunately, so I had to reset out. So Cubs, while running this very well up to this point in time...
That's a dupe on package. No. Oh, no.
Oh, that's not good.
Rybon is getting the Starveils out, though. Should have this Wyvern down in... Oh, it's Witchbird!
We all forgot Witchbird was on. That's fantastic.
Honestly, it looks like the, it didn't seem to bounce back at all, but it did seem like it helped with the Starveils, so okie dokie. Good times.
Meanwhile, Mylan and Friends is in the tower. We had Vanilla Tower Key, which is not something we necessarily see frequently.
You know, I see that just often enough to be really annoyed by it, but never surprised by it.
You know what? I think that's a fair statement right there, because you're right. Often enough to be annoyed by it, but yeah. Meanwhile, Wyvern does go down on Rybon's side, so manages to get through. There's our edge.
Well, that feels bad.
That was another duplicate, wasn't it?
Yep, we are looking for Earth Crystal. Or the Hook, but right now, I'd be going, oh my god, please give me an Earth Crystal right now.
Well, I think because we found... I mean, we have to find Earth Crystal, because we're still 2 characters behind, aren't we? Because we haven't seen Palom?
Right, no Palom, and no Kane. Yes. So yeah. So Earth Crystal no matter what, we're just hoping it has the both of them now.
Well, the runners are hoping to find both of them. We're still hoping for something nasty.
That's true. Well, I mean, a Wyvern CPU with nothing behind him, that's pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's something you never necessarily want to see. I mean, I don't blame any of the runners for doing that.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's a great grind, and if you're on your way to do it anyway because you're doing a character check, great. Anytime you can loop 2 or more objectives or things that you have to get done in the game together, great.
Oh yeah, but hey, that's a great way to go, really.
Jabrun has, up to this point, dodged all of that giant nonsense and stayed on Earth, did the full tower clear, was rewarded with the pan, So this is not going to be a key item because this is the self-check, but we'll have Sheila 1 and 2 to turn in.
Yeah, just a full moon there, that's fine. It just becomes a question of if Sheila has the goods.
And Jay Brun is actually going to be doing this this check here into the sealed cave, which only Cubs Rule has done up to this point in time. We do know this will lead to the Sand Ruby and to our Sid, which at this point I think is going to be the only Sid.
Yeah, so that is a great call on Jay Brunter's side. Well, Rybon is fighting the Mega Sisters on the moon.
Asuka also showing us, remember the second row of dolls do not have the boss bit for whatever reason. So, yeah, I mean, how about some frogs?
Yeah, you know what? It makes this fight really easy to deal with, because now they cannot transform. It does... Once it's all cleared, it's gonna be really annoying to actually fight, because you're gonna get slammed like every time they act with turned into Calbrina. But, you know, you live. And Cubs Rule is through that fight now.
Sees that Sand Ruby. I'm sure he's happy to see that, knowing that it's a character hunt at this point.
Oh, yeah. Cheering up the party now, because you know he's gonna have to... Oh! There's our Earth Crystal on the moon!
Rybon with the goods. Alright, I don't see why you don't just exit and YOLO right now.
Because he has not done the Luca check yet. So he does not know that the Sand Ruby's down there. So as far as as far as Rybon knows, he's still looking for multiple potential key items that we already know are on Earth. And
that's right, and he didn't do... Okay, so he didn't do Luca. I don't think he either did Twin Harp as well. So this is...
Right.
So right now he's really looking for the hook and hoping to get bailed out. The hook is up here as well.
Yeah, he's looking for 3 characters. So yeah, the math on Rybon does... It does favor staying up here. It just... We know the results, which a lot of the things he's looking for are on Earth.
I mean, there's competing thoughts about that Fiery Blizzard with the pass, without a pass. He's already grinded, so it's at this point it's just a matter of doing it. I can see the argument for both ways. If you have the pass, then yeah, you certainly do want a full clear up here. Oh, but there's a free boss, by the way.
It's everybody's friend, the Water Hag, for a free 100,000 XP. A great find there. Yeah, only
we're still missing those Stark Imps too.
Yeah. Oh. Cubs resetting out of those dolls. This is gonna feel really bad once he gets through the Wyvern after and sees that this was all just for an edge.
Yeah, it won't feel great.
Oh, and speaking of passes...
Well...
Yeah, with that in hand, I'm sure Rybon's just gonna full clear while he's here.
Absolutely. And it won't take him long, given the levels that he already has. Vanilla Plague.
Plague, could you please just go away? Like, we've seen enough of you. But this should be no trouble at all with as leveled up as his team is.
Absolutely not. We already have Kane Zerker. We zerked up our Young, and now we're going to zerk up Edge, and then we're going to be locked. So it's a free fight at that point.
Yeah, we're just going to be fine from here. And Asuka is through on the dolls, gonna meet her wyvern pal. And let's see how she reacts to the big surprise.
Immediately going for the Star Veils. This is... I don't know how many people... I mean, okay, it blocked the laser, so that's nice.
Yeah, so it blocks but does not bounce the lasers. So you actually... This is a case where you actually still do want to Starveil, I think. Because that's... It hits pretty hard. But she's going to take some more levels before going in there.
S. Grunt, our restreamer, pointing out Rat Tail behind the Plague. So it's another key item that's available to turn in down on the blue planet. Still looking for that hook, though.
Yeah, and I am pretty sure, I think we can safely say that the hook is not behind the rat tail. The hook is behind Sheila.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we know where Earth Crystal required is, but... So this is a large waste of time on Rybon's side. I mean, Rando's going to Rando sometimes. But in this case, he is wasting a lot of time that he doesn't even know about. He's making, I think, the statistically correct play, but... Oh gosh, that feels bad.
Yeah, like, for the information Rybon has, he is making very good decisions. It just, all of this hinges with, it's the decision to go Keyless Tower, which, was a bit of a gamble, but boy, is it paying off here for Jay Brunter.
Again, worth noting, Jay Brunt is the only one who hasn't done any sort of grind yet, although I think Asuka's in the middle of trying to get a grind going right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay Brunt does have those sirens that he grabbed earlier, so I suspect, if anything, he's waiting for 10, and then we'll start popping them. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, he'll be grinding very, very soon.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised. Looks like, he's grinding right now. He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. So it's literally just waiting for 10 right there. And that should be good for levels for him. Rybon is going to take this last fight here. Cubs meets the surprise dragon. Is leveled up quite highly enough that this is entirely fine. The thing about the CPU spot is it does not have a ton of hit points. Because you fight the CPU there, and can you imagine fighting vanilla CPU and having it be also 1,000,000 hit points?
Oh no, I cannot. And at the time that you fight, you're, in the vanilla game, you have Rydia, Rosa, and Fusoya, so it's kind of a melee-heavy party, and he walls up. So it's intended to be kind of a slow, grindy fight that you can't. I mean, there's some ways around it, but it's some really niche ways around it in order to make it go any fast. So the low HP pool really doesn't necessarily matter right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, this will be over quickly for Cubs. See how it goes.
Rybon fighting the D-Mist, by the way. I think that's at the Crystal Sword spot. So,
yep.
Full clearing the moon. Again, do not blame him, but he's got to get back down to Earth. And I hope he turns an Earth Crystal first thing. Just a pink tail.
Yeah, there's a pink tail to go with the hook he doesn't have. Oh, and that's a reset too. Because I guess, yeah, it doesn't have the hook, and it's not, there's not adamants on this set, so, yeah, here it goes.
Yeah, don't even save the fanfare. Save the frames, reset out. And at this point, if he remembers right, you know what? In this sort of flag set where you're 2 characters down, I think you gotta do Earth Crystal, like, as soon as you can, right?
Oh, no. And the question here really becomes, will he need the hook?
We have 1 duplicate floating out there. So we are looking for our well, we need a cane, so that's 1 duplicate that we need.
Yeah.
And then we're also still looking for a Palom.
Yes, and Rybon still needs the Sid.
Oh no, that's right. So he's still looking for 3 characters. We know where that Sid is. It's behind the Luca key, which gives us Sand Ruby.
Yes.
Jade Brun and Cubs Rule have both found that up to this point in time. Asuka has not found it, I do not believe, but
nope.
Asuka is currently on her grind.
Yes, she has found the Wyvern at CPU, and it's like, I need more to do this. Cubs Rule is gonna hit that Earth Crystal.
And that will be his known go mode, I think. Well, do you think he stays, or do you think he YOLOs?
I do not think it is a good call in Cubs' position to stay, and he tends to make pretty good calls, so I'm hoping that he does not stay. The numbers left on what is available and what checks are there. With what he's looking for, Earth Crystal, I think that's just a strong indicator to get out.
Well, there's Arcane. First one, Rybon shows us, so that's 1 character check down.
Oh, the Vanilla Cane. Do we have
Is it a Palom? I won't be able to tell because he'll be tied up, but I can't see his shirt.
Oh, that's a Palom!
It's Palom!
Oh. Come on, Cubs. You're about to be the first one with all the tools in hand.
Yep, it will be. I mean, it's go mode, but it's no mode for us at this point in time. And that's the tricky part about this particular flag set. You don't know if you're in go mode or not. You got to actually go and do it all.
Yeah, he's hightailing it out of there. That's 2 character checks, and he's like, yeah, no, I need, yeah, that's.
I'm good. You might drop a save scum up here just in case.
Yeah, that's a good call out. He is doing that. I mean, it doesn't really cost anything just to drop a save. I do like resetting that that anchor for the overworld fights there, but
Now, Engine Dave, both our tracker and restreamer point out, yeah, you don't save scum this because one of the two characters is guaranteed to be there, based on everything else, you know. So, true. Okay.
Yeah, but also too, Cubs has not located package as Escron does point out also. So with Hook and the package still potentially on the table, there's at least reason to think about saving up there.
Oh no, Cubs is he's being a tease.
On Cubs.
Cubs is opening the treasury.
Great! That treasury!
Oh, White Spear. I like the Heroine Robe. Is that a power shirt? Yes, it is. White Spear. Stardust Rod. Another defense. Lots of White Spears. Another defense sword.
We can equip an army of canes.
Edge can throw an army of canes. But all in all, I do like that that haul out of there. Some pretty solid finds.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that Cubs was going to pull a mean fake out, because I think the last couple times I've been on commentary, at least one person has gone to the treasury and then just done a lap around it and not opened a single box.
Oh, that's just mean.
Yes, I agree. It is very mean.
Rybon gets that Sand Ruby. And now has all of the parts, just needs to put them together.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very close call between Rybon and Cubs Rule. These two are, I mean, they've both done their grinds. They've both really kind of walked over each other's steps at this point in time, and they're both on the path to being done. Now, the difference here might be that Rybon has that pass, so he'll be able to, as soon as he's done with the Pale Dim, go turn in the Sand Ruby, and he's right next door to where he needs to go. Meanwhile, Cubs Rule does have these two bosses to get through with a cutscene, and then has to do a full walk down the lunar subterranean. So it's going to be very close between these two runners.
Yeah, we're gonna see how it shakes out, just because Rybon is, of course, still gonna have to leave the cave, and also actually go and cash in that Sand Ruby, whereas Cubs Rule is going to get the crystal before the boss fight here.
Shout out to Asuka, by the way. I saw you, Asuka. Swag Steel Wyvern for a Cure 1 right there.
Very nice. Cubs Rule probably getting a little bit excited seeing that cane. Time to get very excited.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Rybon is warping out as quickly as he can. It's interesting. We see two different strategies here. Both Rybon and Cubs Rule are very good menuers, but we saw Rybon opting to walk about half of the rooms out as opposed to just pure warping.
Yeah, I think some of them are actually quicker to walk through if you have the actual path down. Crystal is in Cub's Rule's hand. We'll be in Rybon's very shortly.
First person officially in go mode, although Rybon will be right on his tail. This is going to come down to a very, very quick time here. You know, we're at an hour 8, and both of these runners are just showing us everything that they're doing. Asuka's through the giant. J-Brun will be shortly behind as well.
And there's the crystal for Rybon. And that CPU is down. Asuka through on the Wyvern. Getting up to the moon now. I expect she's just gonna rip and tear her way all the way through.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Rybon, also with the crystal, is getting set up right now.
Jay Brunter getting the bad news about the edge at the end of this book.
Oh, there's the Z flag. I was wondering where it was. Thank you, S Grunt.
You know what? I had a nap before. I don't think I need another one yet. But I appreciate our chat encouraging our self-care.
It's true. I do appreciate chat encouraging that, but I don't think that's what it means. So, we here at the Final Fantasy FF4FE Enterprise, we are a randomizer community. We like to randomize things. We like to randomize all the things. We randomize songs, we randomize sprites, but one of the things we couldn't randomize is putting Zeromus into the boss pool with everything else. So, instead, we have randomized his final colors, his true form. Our wonderful Scala Kitty in chat has several hundred. I've lost track. It's lots and lots and lots of different character sprites that have been curated especially for the community. So the question that is on everyone's minds: whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
See, I was wondering, what is a butt? But it's a miserable pile of Z sprites.
It's true. A butt is a miserable pile of Z sprites. And which of Odio's many forms will we face tonight? This tracks. This tracks, Scala.
I think this was actually completely random. I don't think she actually did anything to the seat.
This was not a thing? Oh wow! So
it actually came up audio.
I don't believe you. This is next level wizardry here. Being able to summon forth from the depths for this.
Oh, the audio exists in all of our hearts, really. So he emerged from the evils that does abide within all of us, and manifested it. It is just he just did what he does.
So yes, this is clearly wizardry right now. Odiomus showing at the Live Alive themed Free Enterprise Seed. Well done. Slow clap. What this is done. This is peak internet, by the way. Is this vanilla? Do we call this French vanilla, or how do we I don't even know how to classify this, but it feels like it has to be something.
It's music. We're actually getting music also at the same time. I don't know if we're listening to that, so. Yes, the odds of this coming up would be like getting 2 pigtails, because the worst odds of getting pigtails for the pig puffs is actually in encountering the fight, because we have but because we have sirens, we can get it. I mean, we can get the fight reliably. So this is in fact rarer than getting 2 pigtails.
I want everyone in chat to memorize what you're wearing right now, what you're sitting, what you're eating, and just know that you were here for this moment, because I don't know if this is going to be repeated. I honestly thought it was planned, because I'm like, oh yeah, of course, Odeon, that's like, of course that's going to happen. And it did, and no. Oh my.
Yeah, wow.
I can hear the clips going off right now. My goodness. I was here, right, Firth?
Look, Patch Kitty, it's a statistical wonder on our screen right there. Yeah, right there. What you're... Come on, I will turn the chair so you can see. And you'll turn your head away so that you look away. Don't try and explain probability to your cat.
Meanwhile, Rybon in a little bit of a pickle. Rocks are falling, although that was just after a big bang. No white mages left. Came down. Edge.
Yang's got this. He's got a boatload of hit points.
See, this is why I'm like, Yang can be so valuable at the end game if you use him right. And there he goes. Flash, boom, bang. Winner is Rybon. GG's.
GG to Rybon. Should be hearing from him shortly. I believe that's him now. GG, Rybon.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you very much.
Yeah, congratulations. First official in 1 hour 14:43, so incredibly well done. What do you think about that Z-Sprite?
I wonder if it was planned or not. I'm pretty sure it's all grunt roll it, so...
Yeah, that came up legit.
Well, what are the chances? 1 in 5 million Z-Sprites, I think, so pretty good.
Yeah. We pulled the pigtail.
I think they did the math. It was like we pulled 2 pigtails in one fight. Statistical anomaly.
But yeah, I was very surprised to see that Z-Sprite. I'm like, wait, I've seen this before. Live Alive is a very, very good game. I'm not sure if it's Live Alive or Live Alive. I'm not sure how the actual pronunciation is, but if you haven't played it, or if any watching have not actually played it, I mean, it's a fantastic game. Go get it.
It's...
So yeah, that giant sure wasn't the play, huh?
Yeah, everyone went up there. Everyone saw the millionth edge.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I'm just like, and that wyvern, which I think was maybe one of the funnier wyverns I've seen. Just because the laser witch kind of thunks into the walls.
And not actually reflects. I completely forgot that Witchburn was on, unfortunately. So, like, oh gosh, it's going to be, we're going to get Mega Nukes, because I've been playing a lot of ZP5, Blue and Red both. I'm so used to Mega Nuke now, that when I saw the laser, I'm like, oh, I didn't need to reset.
But hey. You still got to beat the wyvern at the CPU, that builds character.
It does, and a decent chunk of XP as well, because, you know, Porum and Yang got slung, but Edge and Kane could use a little more XP to push him over the edge.
Oh yeah. Never hurts to have more XP in this game.
Yeah. A little disappointed that we keep on getting all these additional edges, and they walk away, and I'm like, wait, give me your bandana and black belt, I want them.
Yeah. Or just join the party, I could use lots of you. Not really with the gear that we came up with in this scene, but...
Yeah, I think this might be the first time I took an edge to Z with a short sword and short sword.
Yeah. Like, not generous with the gear this one.
I mean, definitely that Evelyn was pretty good with a Gungnir, a Rune Axe pretty early on. That set me up. I'm not sure if there was anything else of value in there. There might have been.
Yeah, but I don't know. Those were really the good things out of there.
Oh, but unfortunately, I just found it pretty early on.
So I gotta ask you, so you went up to the moon, you know, I guess you're still looking for 3 characters at that point. You pull the Earth Crystal, and there's still a lot of other checks on the moon that you hadn't quite done. What were you tempted at all to try to see if that was going to lead you down there, or were you just full committed to the moon at that point?
I was tempted because I'm like, okay, there's 5 character checks remaining. There's 2 at Dot, there's 1 behind the hook, 1 behind the package, and 1 behind Sand Ruby. I need 3, so it's very unlikely Dot is going to lead into the 3rd character. So I just decided, based on the amount of zonks we had found on Earth, that there were additional key items waiting from you here on the moon. Maybe the hook, package, or Sand Ruby were up here. They weren't, spoiler alert, but I did find a number of key items at least, and due to the level from that D-Machine grind, the moon, for the most part, didn't take too long to actually beat. Though I have to admit, when I'm walking down Luca, I say to myself, wait a second, I didn't check the bed. I hope this isn't a Sand Ruby, because I could be wasting time taking the Sand Ruby out of here. But luckily it ended up being safe. So word to the wise for anyone who plays on Friday, you know, check the Kaipo bed to see if Sand Ruby is going to be your go mode or not before you find that Sand Ruby.
What tips for smart players?
Players better than me.
I mean, it's
Says the guy who came in first place. Come on, I mean.
A little lucky. I mean, if there was another edge in that Kaipo bed, I'd be feeling pretty silly walking that Sand Ruby out.
True. But fortunately, there was not.
Nope.
So I guess any other thoughts about the seed, or you know, this is a nice little fun palate cleanser before we get ready for the week of or the first week of the tournament next week.
Yeah, I believe it's starting on Tuesday, right? I was actually hoping there'd still be community races this week. I wasn't sure if there would be or not after last week, and you know, I'm not sure if there'd be anything in between the tournament flag and the community race and the tournament itself. So I'm glad it's here, and I'm glad it's you know, kind of mimicking Live Alive, because like I said at the start of this, fantastic game. If you have a Switch, buy it. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's so good.
But otherwise, no, fun seed, GG to everyone else, and yeah. But first and foremost, though, GG's, and thanks both to you, Neon Grey Batasia, for commentary, Grunt for rolling this wonderful seed, and NG Dave for pushing all the buttons. I'm sure tracking 4 people with 7 objectives and finding characters might be a little difficult, so hats off to you for having the most difficult job tonight.
And thank you, NG Dave, for keeping us honest repeatedly.
Many times we got lost. And I think that's the interesting thing about this seed, which was, you know, early Magma Key and then early Darkness Crystal, and everyone went in 4 different directions.
Yeah, and of course, some of the things that we had to keep sorted, of course, were character checks, which, you know, we don't normally track those, because that's not normally the important part.
Who knows, maybe ZZ6 will be 7 character checks like this.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yes. But hey, I've taken enough of your time. Thank you both very much, and I think you have more people to talk to, so I'll step aside for now. But have a good night.
I believe so. Alright, you too.
Once again, GG's to Rybon, coming in first place in the community club race with a time of 1:14:43. Once again, GG's to him. We'll see if Cubs Rule, who did come in second place in the community race at 1:18:17, is ready for us now.
And there we go. GG Cubs. How you doing?
Thank you, GG. That fun seed, but I'm gonna throw something at that D machine. Good lord, was that an adventure?
Yeah. Oopsies.
Yeah, that giant was not friendly to you at all, was it?
I don't know. The first one, I don't know if I just miscounted and hit the wrong step, and then God, I couldn't find another one. I think it was probably 10, 15 minutes just trying to do that D machine, followed by taking those dolls. That was a nice fight.
There is one thing I noticed about that fight. I don't know if you tried. You can like turn the back dolls into frogs, which does speed that along.
Yeah, and I had the hourglasses too. I forgot about it until after. I was just so focused on,
of course.
how do I get through this without any sort of area attack?
Oh yeah.
And just trying to go attack. At what point do the dolls actually die? Just attack by attack until it ends. Because I did not want to see the big doll right there.
Yeah, no, not at all. I've been in the loop at that spot, and that's no, thank you.
Yeah. No, I don't. I just did 14D machine. I don't need a glance after all that.
Oh, no. But you made it through.
Yeah.
And
The edge was a little unfortunate, but you know what you gonna do.
yeah. And everybody did
this-
it, so no time lost, really.
Yeah.
Well, and it felt like it was one of those seeds just kind of begging you to do the D machine grind anyway. It's a character check that you're limited in your character checks anyway. You got an early Tella and Darkness Crystal. Like it felt like it was begging you to do that.
Yeah, there's so many other edges. Why would you think it's another edge in there?
Tella and the twins, just knowing that you're gonna get those going into the seed, it almost kind of screams D machine. So I was just trying to find both twins before I went up there, but by the time I found Porum on the moon, it was just take the Yang and slingshot him too.
Yeah, and I mean, hard to say no to a slingshot Yang, because that's really his only problem, is not having enough levels on him, and then poof.
And that treasury, can we call that darts out of 10?
That was so many spears.
Yes, that was. I thought I was seeing things when I kept finding them.
Yeah.
Spears and defense swords. It was Kane. We called it Kane out of 10, but yeah, we'll do Dart out of 10 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a free heroin robe in case you want to. In case there have been any bows in the seat or something.
No, it was a good seed overall. I can't be too upset with that. I wonder if maybe it was worth taking the Murrah spot before demachining, and then you have Palom and 10 key items, but I don't think it's worth doing that. That might be the only thing.
Yeah, and that's a tough call anyway, because you don't know that it's gonna be there. It could be on one of the other ones, so.
Exactly, yeah. No, this was fun. This is a nice little theme, just to kind of change things up right before the tournament starts.
No, I like this. And I like, how different a flag set it is from the tournament. It's like literally the polar opposite, because all characters, no bosses.
I don't remember the last time I had a seed where it was just even a couple of character hunts, much less all of these.
Yeah.
So it's just very different doing it.
Yeah, like it really changed up people's play a lot, and that was a really cool thing to watch. So I believe this flag set, I believe, is Nyobari's, so thank you to Nyobari.
Yes, exactly, yeah. No, looking forward to Friday. And how is it that we have a Live Alive inspired flag set and we get that boss?
That was legit.
I know, and that's why I'm like,
legitimately random, yeah.
How? Just how?
It's like 1 in like 560-ish. That's so tiny.
I mean, it fit perfectly, but it's just that was a heck of a roll.
Yeah, like that's just amazing.
We honestly thought it was planned when it came up. It was like, oh yeah, okay, this totally makes sense. And then Scala had to tell us, no, this was complete random. So
Yeah, so
it's worth a watch back, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely looking forward to watching this one back.
And now I'm just wondering, like, because Scala sort of implied that she would do this kind of magic for Friday.
Yes.
But now she can't because this happened. So it's like, now she's gonna do bigger magic somehow.
Gonna be very interesting to see what happens, yes.
Yes. Oh, good. There's always magic.
Well, thank you very much, both of you, for commentary. Especially Neon, thank you on short notice for hopping in here.
Hey, happy
Dave?
to do it, and even happier knowing the theme.
Dave, well done on the buttons. Hopefully Possum didn't try to eat too many. Grunt, this might be the nicest seed you've ever rolled. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I will go ahead and duck on now. Thank you very much, everybody. Really fun seed. Really appreciate being on Restream tonight. Have a good night.
Thank you again to Cubs Rule. Again, second place in the stream at 118.17. Just a fantastic time showcased by both our Rybon and Cubs Rule. Meanwhile, Asuka is on her Odiomus fight, and Jay Brun just finished up getting his characters, so will be making the trek. Did not get the pass, so it will be the long walk through the Lunar Subterrane as well for Jay Brun.
Yeah, but should be in good shape to take that. I believe Asuka did not give us the forge. We didn't get to see that. Oh, but Jay Brunter? Is Jay Brunter gonna do it? Oh, he's gonna do
They're
it!
the memes!
We gotta know what's in here. Oh, yeah, gotta pull a star veil, a silk web. Very good call. But
I forgot
that was an
that the
Avenger.
Avenger was on. Yeah, that'll...
Oops. Fortunately, we've got extras.
I mean, our Porum almost has 2,000 health points at this point, so...
Yeah, but you still want to have the fight clock set correctly. And Porum punches him for exactsies. Very nice. Gotta make sure Tello doesn't get that 5,600 experience points.
Nope, not a drop of experience for Tella. None for you. But I'm looking forward to this. I always like seeing the Final Fantasy IV advanced weapons. Now let's see if they're usable.
Come on, trick or treat.
Of course, the shop also only has cabins. Oh gosh.
But they're premium cabins. I said Perseus bow. Can't believe that like an hour ago the sea didn't listen to me.
Not at all. Not at all. And the worst thing is no one can equip it except Rosa.
Yeah, he's looking, and he's like, no. Oh. Like, they're really good arrows. I don't hate getting the Perseus arrows when I've got a Rosa. A Rosa.
They're fantastic. Yeah, the problem. Yeah. Only Rosa though. Too bad.
Oh, forgot where he parked as well.
Yep, just outside Mist Village, which is, turning in the package. I can certainly understand everything.
Yeah, no, makes sense there, and... Alright, we're gonna start running down the moon. Well, Asuka looks in a bit of a rough spot in this fight, but... things seem to be under control, just a little not optimal for just being alive.
It's getting real tight now for Asuka.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I got the Cure 4 off. Cade with the Avenger. That should be all she needs. Yeah. We're fine. If we can get more alive, that would be great, because we don't exactly have a ton of ethers, and she's gonna keep pulling people back up. But yeah, no, that Cure 4 and everything's back under control. Nicely done. Trying to decide what she wants to put out next.
Looks like she was trying for another white reflect.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get that out.
Nope, that Big Bang's gonna come through, and then white's not gonna have a target. Oh.
Yeah, no, that really should have been a Cure 4. Oh, but it looks like that got through.
That didn't initiate a counter, so that pushed it to Meteor phase.
Yeah, so we're all good there. I said we're all good there. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. That was a very impressive dodge there by Forum.
Yeah, well, I mean, Amelia wasn't gonna kill her. At least not from full.
Oh, not from full, but she was at 200.
Yeah, I mean, that'll do it. And we're through.
Crash, boom, bang, and it looks like Asuka does finish in 5th place in the community race at 1:35.52. We'll see if she's available for a quick chat here.
And that sounds like Asuka. GG.
Hello.
Yeah, that was some nice recovery work in that fight. When you got a couple of those Cure 4s off that really needed to go off.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't ever at a point in the fight where I was worried, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
It was like, oh, nope, I'm gonna eat this one. Oh, no, okay, this is fine. Yeah, let's look it off. Yeah, we're fine.
Oh, I didn't want them to die yet, but it'll be fine. Yeah, I know the mood. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Players slowly creeping higher. You go, this is fine. But, nice. You know what? You're the only one to go, like, early on that Twin Harp check, and I really like that. A shame about the package not being any good, but, it was a good thought.
I have a suspicion PK is gonna yell at me for that one. That was my cheeky check, and I need to stop doing those.
I think it was a reasonable call, and it was very close to being an actual good call. So
it was one of those, I know with 5 minutes in, and there's a darkness crystal, I'd be a fool to think that my opponents aren't immediately going to the moon and doing stuff as soon as they can, especially with that early Tella. So, like, they're probably doing a D-money grind. I've got more than enough power to not make this fight terribly long. And then I did a stupid and took Calbrenna when I should have done my grind first. So then I just was pretty much kicking myself for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, that did hurt. Like, I was looking at that and I'm like, oh, that's doable, but oof, that did tie you up for a while.
Yeah, it's that's me playing for fun and not me playing to win. And I need to stop playing for fun. I'm gonna do this tournament coming up.
You just gotta remember, you know, try and set things up so that doing what's fun is what will make you win. And if you figure out how to do that, let me know, because I also need to work that one out.
Give me a seed where you don't get power overwhelming whatsoever, and I'll teach all you how to play. That's all I got. That's literally the only thing I can win at.
And you know, like, yeah, give me a seed where you're never anchoring like below 40 on anything, and I'll show you a thing or two there. But oopsies. But no, very nicely done overall. And yeah, great play. Anything else like you really wanted to that you did that you thought was cool?
Not really. This was kind of like I said, I forced myself to start playing to win, thus the D-money. So I was kind of grumbling the whole time.
I thought I got kind of a hint of that feel from that, only doing it after the wyvern popped up, but
and it was nice. It was nice finding the life staff and cursed ring, but
oh yeah,
that's about it. That was the only cool thing.
Oh hey, no, you put on a good show, and thanks for coming out as our last minute fourth.
Yeah, this is called I eschewed dinner for this, so I'm really hungry. I am gonna get going, but I did want to give love to S Grunt and Dave for restreaming and tracking respectively. I'm not sure where Vitasia is, but hi.
I've been here. I've been just sitting here. You guys were dialoguing, so I'm fine with like taking a step back when that happens.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm sure comms with yourself and Yan were pretty awesome. One needs to give them likes, loves, and follows, and yeah, GG's to Cubs, J-Run, and Rybon. That was fun.
Was great having you on the screen.
Thanks. Boys.
Hey.
GG's, and well done, Asuka, and I hope she goes and gets food immediately, because that's a horrible feeling, racing while hungry.
Yes, Asuka, go get food now. If you're hearing this, which you might be, I don't know, because you just... Probably not yet, because you just left, but go get food. And Jay Brunter is flustering the enemy a little.
Jay Brunter with the memes tonight. All of the memes.
And down he goes. And that's a GG to Jay Brunter. The one, the only who decided not to D-machine. We'll
decided not to D-machine, but still went up to the giant. Because everyone did.
Yep. It just makes sense to go, but... And it does look like Jay Brunter has declined the interview, which... fair enough. We still wish GG's to him. Some great play, and I just have to call out, I really loved that Babil play and just deciding to stay on Earth where everything else where everyone else went with the moon, because there was money on the Earth.
Absolutely. In randomizer races, in particular these large community races, it's about making a gamble that the rest of the community doesn't necessarily make. And I mean, we talked about it several times in the seed. You know, when the seed is painting a path up to the giant because you're given a path to do a D machine grind. Sometimes not doing it and focusing on the blue planet is the way to go. And he absolutely made those plays. I thought it was a great play. It didn't work out in this particular scene, but I think it was very smart play regardless.
Yeah, like, no, I really love the that keyless tower play, and just the way it flowed into so many of the seed's answers there. So great work that, and have a good evening to Jay Brunter.
Do want to give a final shout out to all of our restreamed runners tonight. Of course, Cubs Rule, Rybon, Asuka, and Jay Brunter. Thanks. I mean, it takes a lot to go up in front of the community, especially on some short notice for some folks. So big shout out to all of our featured runners. If you like what you saw from them, go ahead and give them a follow here on Twitch. Also to the folks behind the scenes, we've mentioned them many times, NJ Dave and S-Grunt for the restream and rolling this fantastic. This is one that's going to live on for a while, just for the Z Sprite alone. And then NJ Dave for the tracking, and Neon. You know, it's not often that we get to work together, but I always have a blast when we get to comp together.
Like, absolutely great getting to cog with you, and what a great race to get to commentate.
Absolutely. In the meantime, looks like we are going to be sending everyone over to X Pancraz. He's in the middle of a Xena Zone 5 practice stream. So everyone stick around as we're rating Pancraz. Make sure not to spoil this particular scene. In the meantime, also remember that there is a music appreciation race on Wednesday, Friday's community race, and then we also have a Saturday's perspective of race as well going on here on the Free Enterprise channel. And finally, if you haven't already, join our Discord. Getting ready for tournament season coming up. This deadline is Saturday if you haven't already signed up. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the next race. Oh, and Pink hopefully finale Thursday as well. Yep.
Yay, pink buffs.